Alibaba Singles Day brought in a record $30.8 billion in just 24 hours. And joining us now, Michael Pillsbury, author of the 100-Year Marathon. Michael, what does this tell you about the Chinese economy?
I think it's pretty good news about the Chinese economy being stronger than some people thought. There's a number of other things that have happened that we're just hearing about today, frankly, about the Chinese economy that all stresses they're getting ready to make an offer to President Trump. They meet in just 17 days in Buenos Aires. The offer hasn't come yet, but they're acting like they're dealing from a position of strength, Charles. That's what sort of surprises me today. They've got a number of messengers coming. Their key guy met with Henry Kissinger a couple days ago. They've got the Billionaires Summit, as they call it, in Singapore. Those people are coming back with messages, but it's all kind of a message of the strong economy in China. And we will make an offer, but we may not make it until the last minute, just before Buenos Aires begins. The G20 begins.
I mean, listen, the Alibaba number is it's impressive, but the rate of growth at 27%, well below last year, 39%. In 2015, they grew at 91%. On Friday, overnight, we heard that their auto sales are down for October, and this could be the first year ever that their auto sales are down. And then we also know some other things. They're forcing banks to buy corporate debt. So they've got some serious issues. There's no doubt about that. They cannot avoid those serious issues, can they?
Well, as you know, Charles, they have the power to conceal the really bad news. So some of these statistics are, from my point of view, are suspicious. What they are trying to do in terms of President Trump is project the image of strength. Whether that's really true is hard to know. The figures you cite are quite important. I think their foreign exchange reserves, however, what they're banking on. If they've got something like $3 trillion in foreign exchange reserves, this gives them a huge cushion that, frankly, most economies in the world don't have.
Although, let's point out, they had $4 trillion 2 years ago and spent $1 trillion propping up their currency. So the idea now to let it go down would be kind of crazy after spending $1 trillion. And what about, I don't know why I was the only one who sort of thought this was an olive branch, but late last week, I think it was Friday morning, China allowed American Express, they gave them the okay with a 50-50 joint partner to start building out a network there. This was initially promised in 2012. All of a sudden, they do this with American Express. I thought that was a pretty good olive branch. Again, another small sign symbol, if you will, heading into this G20 summit.
I agree with you. There are several other examples. They've been dangling the last few days this new number about how many services they're going to import over the next 5 years. And Charles, I think you've heard this number. It's $2.5 trillion. Well, if you're Goldman Sachs or you want to do mergers and acquisitions in China, $2.5 trillion in services. How much of that will go to the Japanese or the Europeans? The Americans want a big share of that. That's one of their numbers. They've dangled some other numbers recently that imply a state-owned enterprise reform. They're now saying that their top 13 state-owned enterprises are going to form new partnerships with foreign companies and try to make sort of more cooperative agreements around the world. They've got a series of these things that we're just seeing today, that Americans are coming back from these conferences. There's one in Beijing, a big one in Shanghai, and another big one in Singapore. Everybody's bringing back these carrots that, please, President Trump, don't put the tariffs on next year, because look what American companies are going to have waiting for them. But as you imply, this may be a trick. We don't know if they're really going to do this.
All right, I got to go, but just real quick, though, Michael, do you think we'll get a deal, or at least a major step toward a deal at this G20 summit, or is it too early to know?
It's going to depend on how tough President Trump is and how seriously he takes his promises to his base. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Because I know, the Goldman Sachs and Wall Street's interests are not the same as his base. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.